Welcome to D&L's Safety Orientation. First, we will discuss three main personal protections: eye protection, steel-toe shoes, and gloves. Safety glasses should be NC approved with a Z87 rating. The rating could be found on the lens or on the inside earpiece. Safety glasses can be made with prescription lenses and come with side shields, which must also be worn. You should wear your safety glasses inside the yellow lines, and when there is a potential for airborne debris. Steel-toed shoes should be worn inside the yellow lines, and when there is a potential for a dropped part or piece of equipment. Some people change into their steel-toed shoes once they arrive at work. This is fine. However, make sure you are wearing closed-toed shoes. No sandals or flip-flops. Gloves can protect us from cuts and scrapes. They can also protect from specific job hazards, like heat from brazing or welding equipment, or chemicals used in the dip tanks. However, it is crucial that you never wear gloves around moving parts. Severe injuries can, and have, occurred from a moving part grabbing the glove and pulling the worker's hand into the machine. Severe injuries like breaks, and even the loss of fingers, have happened from ignoring this simple rule. Never wear gloves around moving parts. Other PPE that you might use, depending on your job, could be earplugs, face shields, specialty gloves, or aprons, just to name a few. Disposable earplugs can be found in the tool crib located in the east shop, north of the big break room. Working on an elevated surface requires special training from D&L. This includes training on how to use fall protection. If you believe there is a reason to get on an elevated surface, don't. Instead, contact your lead or supervisor to explain the need, and they will contact the proper department manager. While working, you may become aware of a defect or hazard. If so, report your concerns to your lead or supervisor. We want to be proactive and preventative. What is a minor problem today could be a major problem tomorrow. Or, worse, it could turn into a safety hazard. Listen to this real-life example that happened here at D&L.
While I was using a crane, I thought I heard a noise coming from the crane itself. But I wasn't for sure. Over the next few days, I heard the noise more and more. It sounded like a grinding noise coming from the crane's motor. It didn't happen all the time, so I didn't worry about it, and the crane was still working. Then, one day, a couple of weeks later, I started to lift the crane's hook to lift a load. All of a sudden the hook came crashing down. The hook didn't hit anyone, but that could have really hurt.
Fortunately, no one was hurt this time. So, if you notice something, let someone know about it. Chemical spills can be dangerous if you haven't planned for them. We have put engineering controls in place to minimize the threat and danger to our employees, the environment, and to our customers. For example, we have containment areas around our dip tanks. Most spills at the machines will come from coolant or oils, which generally can be mopped up by the operator. There are mops and buckets throughout the shop. However, if a spill is too large and assistance is needed, first, contact your lead or supervisor. They will notify the chemical response coordinator, if needed. Information concerning hazardous chemicals can be found in the Safety Data Sheets notebook. There are two sets of notebooks for both sides of the street. For the east side, the notebooks are on the south side of the east modular office. For the west side, the notebooks are in the warehouse, just outside the break room. While hazardous chemicals can be found in many places, our major concern is with the dip tanks, which includes nickel plating. Air quality testing has been done and the findings show we are nowhere close to the levels, which would require special PPE. However, there is an occasional smell of ammonia that can occur when the chemical is added to the dip tank. If this occurs, simply move to an area with fresh air. If the problem continues, notify your supervisor or lead. The emergency action plan will be discussed in a separate training. However, let me briefly talk about emergency exits. It is important to have a plan for exiting the building in case of an emergency. Generally, you should take the closest exit to your current location. But, what if the danger is blocking your path, or you're not in your normal work area? Where would you go? You need to make sure you know multiple ways to exit the building. Emergency maps are located at each exit, along with the various designated meeting locations. Once you leave, do not re-enter. Did you know, trip and fall hazards are one of the leading causes to workplace injuries? These injuries can often be avoided with some simple changes to your work area. Hoses and cords should be moved under tables, machines, or safety covers. Remove pallet bands completely by throwing them away in the trash or recycle bin. Make sure you have a clear egress, or path, to and from your work area as well as to exits. And, in general, maintain good housekeeping practices like picking up trash and debris, and cleaning up spills or leaks. Material handling equipment. There is a more detailed training over cranes and riggings. However, here are some basics. Daily inspect the controls, cable, hook, and straps to ensure they are in good working order. Don't exceed your load limits. The load limit is determined by the weakest part of the equipment. The load limit for a 2-ton crane using a 300-pound magnet is 300 pounds. Keep magnets and surfaces clean, free of debris. And, never leave a load suspended. Remember, your hook is a load. So, move it over a machine, this way no one gets hurt by it. Forklifts are used throughout the operation. In shops, the warehouse, shipping, and even outside in the parking lot to travel between both sides of the street. All forklift drivers must be trained by D&L. Even if you are not a forklift driver, you need to be aware of forklift movements in your area. Also remember, a lifted load on a forklift is a suspended load. So, never go under a lifted load for any reason. Safety devices. Many machines have their own safety features and guards to protect users from injury. Never bypass a machine guard. Another device used is a lockout-tagout device. If you see one of these on your machine, go to your supervisor or lead. Never assume it was put there by mistake. Only specially trained personnel, usually maintenance or outside contractors, can put on or take off these devices. According to OSHA, this makes you an affected employee. Simply put, follow all warnings and safety procedures. Emergency equipment can generally be found throughout the building. Eye wash stations and first aid kits are usually found together. However, near the dip tanks there are extra eye wash stations, along with the chemical shower. Fire extinguishers can be found at all emergency exits. It is a good idea to know where these things are, before there is a need or emergency. If you are not sure where something is located, ask someone, like your supervisor or lead. If an injury does occur, it is important to report the injury immediately. Report injuries, and even near misses, to your lead or supervisor within 24 hours. It is important to document what happened, for seeking medical attention, insurance claims, and to see if there is something we can do to prevent future injuries. We have investigated injuries in the past, just to find out that several others had similar near misses, days or weeks prior, and said nothing. What was an easy fix? did not happen, because we did not know until someone was hurt. This concludes the safety orientation. Please take a short quiz to test your knowledge about safety here at the NL. This will help us improve the training we provide, as well as let us know if we need to offer additional trainings regarding safety. You can access the quiz by clicking the link here, or on the training website, under Quizzes. Thank you, and have a great day.